never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No I'm not giving up, no I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Ekiseera kirituuka lisongola omumwa ng'omufuuyi w'oluwa tusikize. Alituzikiza oyo tuli misubawa twake tukyatutonderwa. 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 Twake tukyatutonderwa. Tuli misubawa twake tukyatutonderwa. Tuli misubawa twake, 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 tuli misubawa.
Yes, Tulimisubawa. We are candles. Alright? Is it the candles?
Yeah, it's candles.
Candles. Yeah, but before we go any further, guys, this is my life, my purpose. And how do you know your purpose? How can you know a purpose of a torch? I think you should really go back to the manufacturer to know. So, guys, before we go any further, I want us to humble ourselves wherever we are. Then we invite God to be with us, and we invite God to speak to us in this our show. Almighty Father in heaven, we thank you for the great gift of life you've given us. I thank you personally for everything you've done for us. For me, the food, the security, the transport, the friends, the guidance, and everything, Father. We are sorry for doing things that are not right in your eyes. Dear Jesus, please come help us make our lives right. Help us serve you well. Father, today in this show, we are going to discuss a very, very vital topic. A topic that's really important for all of us in our spiritual lives, in our everyday lives. We pray that you come and perhaps you teach us yourself and help us that this interaction between me, Jerry, and my brother Josh, that things may really go out well with us. In Jesus' name I have prayed and believed.
Amen.
Amen.
I love the prayer.
My brother, I have talked to the maker.
That's right.
So anyway, I welcome you back to My Life, My Purpose. And as I said, I am Kalinzi. It's Kalinzi from Masaka. That's my place. That's where I come from. I'm proud because we say we have a nation of our own. Yes. Josh, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm a proud Muteso.
He's a proud Teso who has never been to Tesoland. Have you?
I've been there for some good times.
Really? Or just visiting grandma and granddad or something like
Visiting them.
Yes, I think that's why. But anyway, I'm with my proud Muteso here. I'm a proud Muganda, and we are living in harmony. I hope that sounds a message to everyone out there. So today we are going to talk about a very, very sensitive topic. Not sensitive in a way that it's really dangerous to touch or talk about, but sensitive in the sense that it's very, very crucial in our lives. We're going to talk about discipline. But then we're going to talk about discipline versus motivation. And before I even go even any deeper, I've had a very, very big problem with discipline myself and motivation. I've had a motivation. I want to share this with my brother Josh, and I know Jerry is also somewhere in studio. I've had this experience in life. Like I easily get motivated, you know. I easily get something to move me on. And right now, I'm on the point whereby every week I am on I begin with a motivation, and it always pushes me that now, okay, this is a motivation. I desire to be relevant. I desire to bear importance wherever I be. To have I do this, I can do this. I'm relevant, you know. So with that in my mind, I see this from my brother Jerry. That's why I really need him on this show. And he's coming. We are going to have him. And very many people out there. He's a friend of mine. I call him Vimbo. There's a friend of mine. I call him Palnet. I'm calling them by their companies' names. That's how they motivate me. Edgements, maybe even younger than I. Surprising, but they have made very many things. They are really making their lives very interesting because of their discipline in their lives. So this is where I come in. I'm like, okay, I always look back to them. I'm like, now, it's me. So I try to wake up and I'm like, Luis, we are going to make this. Let's begin by what? Let's begin by skilling ourselves. So this is how it begins out for me. And it's really frustrating. You wake up in the morning and you're like, books, let me go study some Python. So you place your laptop there, you get your book set, your video is set, you even have some tea there. Sometimes I have a glass of juice. Then I feel like, you know what, let me first go just take a shower, to cool off from the sleep. I usually wake up at around 3 from the sleep. But after that, after you go, you shower with music, then you take around 20 minutes in the bathroom. Then after the bathroom, you go to your room. Then in your room, you get your phone by someone and sent you a message in the morning. And you're like, okay, you try to be there. I think it's just going to take 5 minutes. It takes 15 minutes. Then you go back to the dining room to have to go through your books. And then as you are there, something just eats you up. In the end, you wanted to study for 1 hour, but in that hour, you've spread your hour. You had an hour. You had some 15 minutes for just preparing yourself, getting yourself steady. You had another 10 minutes of consulting. You had other 10 minutes of getting your book set. You had and in the end, you've only used like 20 minutes of study of the hour you had set. And this frustrates me every time I think of it, how that has been going. I don't know, how is it on your ends, Joshua? How is it on your ends?
To be honest, I totally disagree with motivations. I believe in discipline.
Discipline.
Yeah.
So you have nothing motivating you, for you just wake up and you're like, it's time let me just go. What drives you then?
One, I'll begin by saying discipline will build you, motivation will not build you. Why I'm saying that, have you ever been in a relationship?
Yeah, I think so.
So if you're in a relationship, the most important thing is having discipline. If you have discipline, you have everything. Get it? If you do have discipline in a relationship, you'll overcome everything. But if you consider your motivations in a relationship, trust me, if you want or you don't want,
To fall.
that relationship won't last, because you are building on somebody's experience, whereby this person is saying that in love, me, I don't do these things to a girl. They also say, wow, I shouldn't do that. You get my point? Now, unfortunately, you don't know that we're having different people here. He's talking about his girlfriend, and you're talking about your girlfriend. Now, why me I consider discipline? That the way I treat myself, the way I discipline myself will bring that person closer to me. So I don't have to follow the motivations
Of someone else. He's
Yeah,
still
it's like
his
when-
own experience.
It's like when you're heartbroken and you start going to TikTok looking for those motivation
You
words.
cannot get
looking
motivation for
for-
relationships there.
They're there when you're heartbroken. Trust me, they're there.
Are they good?
Go on Instagram. Yeah, you
Okay.
find them say that it's not the first time. You get it. Beautiful ones are not yet born. Beautiful ones are there.
Go get your money.
Go and work hard. You see that thing that forget
Yeah,
about
yeah.
ladies. Think about making money. Are you getting
Your
it?
mom, your dad.
Now, I consider it as having discipline. One, if you consider having discipline, you won't go and look for those motivations. Are you getting it? Because that's all nonsense. Are you getting? When you're heartbroken and you start posting such things,
I hate
it is
those
very
quotes, by the
bad.
way.
And if I'm a guy and you're a girl, you do that. A guy like me, I will take you as someone who is still childish. Do you know why? You're exposing your emotions to the public. Remember,
Who are not interested.
yeah, you're putting it on status. Everyone is saying you're posting it on it can be your TikTok, it can be whatever. So you are exposing your feelings to the public. But if you just take it calm and say, I don't care. It has happened. It wasn't meant to be. You get it? That's very good. So that happens when you are very disciplined.
Having
From
this
home.
from home.
Yeah.
So
If you're
before going
disciplined,
any further, I ask what keeps you moving in your disciplined line?
I have goals.
You have goals.
Yeah, I'm a believer. I'm a Christian.
And
one of the things that I grew up listening, my pastor, my senior pastor, he groomed me in that way of discipline. And one of the things that I love from him, if you go astray, he will tell you from there. You get it? If
it will
it's
direct you right
from
there.
there,
and
if
then.
he's preaching and you say anything that is, you do anything that is wrong,
in the congregation.
he will say it there. He's
And
not a
then-
guy who will just go beat around the bush. He's not the guy that will keep on like, he's my son, you know.
I mean, not
more you-
shame him.
The more you're saying is my son, yeah, is the more the discipline is disappearing.
I know.
Now that person will grow up motivated by saying, after all, nothing. They will do nothing because they will end up saying, "Is my son." So if you're having that discipline, trust me, the world is small for you.
Joshua's argument is that discipline is actually, it's like he has kind of made like a debate over these things. But for me, I want to differ with him. I don't know, Jerry, what do you have to say?
Thank you for having me in studio. I'm actually very glad to be here, and I really love the topic we are discussing today, discipline. Many of us, we say discipline versus motivation, is it?
Yes.
Many of us tend to watch lots of motivation videos. You find like a guy packed with motivational videos, but you clearly look at the guy, and if you're to assess their growth, it's actually zero.
Actually, I'm one of those people that make those motivations, but I don't follow them. I just do it for fun.
I know, right? So me personally, I really consider discipline as a bridge between the goals and achievement.
Okay.
Discipline transforms the dreams into reality through consistency and commitment. So you have to be really disciplined to achieve whatever goal that you've set out. So in order for us to achieve anything in life, there's an aspect of discipline. However much you might be motivated, I know all of us have had, I think, what do they call it? Talks with our elders, where the elder is telling you now, do this, motivating you, manya what, and all those funny things. But all that will work if you're actually disciplined. Like, discipline is really key in everything. And it is very easy. Let me say you've gone to school and you've gone through school. Thank God, with your indiscipline, you've gone through school, you've graduated, you've graduated, and finally, you're qualified with your papers. You have your papers, your documents, but without discipline, my brother, you have no place in the job market. Like, discipline is very broad and it carries many more, like many things altogether. So as we look at the topic of discipline versus motivation, it is a very if we're supposed to choose, if it is and we're choosing between discipline and motivation, I'd actually go for discipline, because I really think discipline is key in each and everything you do. Before you go to watch those mania motivation things, first work on your discipline. Are you disciplined? Because even if you actually, there's lots of content out there where people are doing motivation talks and what. And the funny thing is, actually, after listening to one of those things, you actually feel like, wow. Yeah,
You feel the vibe. You feel the vibe.
I got this.
You know, there is like a motivation of, I started with 2 feathers, now I have a farm of hens. I getting it. It is.
I'd like to turn more into the world that I am actually in, the world of music. So back then, as we were learning these things, you'd go back and you're like, man, I'm learning this thing, but I want to be good. And then you watch a motivation and you'll be like, man, you know what? Today, I'm going to spend the night practicing my piano, reading my word. And before you know it, after reading Yoka video, you're motivated for the, let me say, 30 minutes. And within those 30 minutes, what happens is like you're writing down the plan. And in the due process of writing down, Bumanya, I'm going to first do this, you end up not doing anything. But you are very motivated. After listening to the thing, you actually feel like, you know what? This is all I needed. This is all I needed. I need this. After listening to this, my God, my attitude is going to change. My everything is going. But my God, those things. At times I feel like you're wasting a lot of time. But discipline is key. And I would like to ask, but what do you think, like, when it comes, what comes into your mind when you hear discipline?
Discipline, I'll begin with what the Bible says in Proverbs 23, 13 to 14, that do not withhold discipline from a child. If you punish them with a rod, they will not die. Are you getting it? So the Bible itself is clear that discipline starts when you start having that discipline when you're still a child. Are you getting it? So when you are being disciplined as a child, you are growing into someone who is responsible. You get it? But if your parents fail to discipline you, my bro, it will be a war. I once faced a challenge that up to now I still even feel it. Yeah? As I look at myself and say, really? Was it me? Because there is what they say that you can grow up in a church, you get it, and things don't work out. You get, you can still grow up from church, but when you go to school, it's a different life. You get,
Yeah.
and I'm 100% sure that most of the church boys, church girls, they live in that life.
Church kids.
Yeah, when you come back home, it's a different life. When you go to school, it's also a different life. You get it. At school, we try to push it as a church life, but find it hard because of the people that are surrounding us. You get. Remember when I was in my high school, I used to my company was those people in higher classes, and the things they could do, they were totally different. You get. We could move out from school anytime we want. You get. We go. I was studying in Mukono. We go to Seta just to have fun. There's even a day that we went for football. I was surprised. I was like, hey, Joshua.
You've done it?
And I'm not a fan of football, but it was just by group influence. Now, when they wanted to chase us, I was like, what am I going to tell Mzee? How would you even start explaining your dad? I was chased because of this. And it's someone who is strict, someone who is so religious. Now, how will you even start to explain that? So some things you just carry understanding. You don't have to go with the motivations. I told you, I personally do them. I do motivations, and I post them on YouTube, TikTok. I use the same name, Josh Prison, on those platforms. But most of the motivations, we just do them for fun. You get, like what you feel at that moment is what you write. You get, like I can be in studio, and I felt the vibe that which was there, so I can just go back home and I say, it's good to start a day with a prayer. You get, that's a motivation for someone because you have started the show with a what? With a prayer. So you don't know why I've wrote that thing. You don't know the how should I even bring it? Like the
drive behind it.
You don't know what was my aim, what was I feeling, what was what moods were happening to me. You get, but you also just do what you follow it.
Just follow it.
I just say that discipline is better.
But like before we go any further, I just want to make this clear. It's not a debate between discipline and motivation. But again, I want to ask, is motivation entirely useless?
Sometimes it is not, because I've motivated a lot of people. I've motivated many.
So should someone not go for motivation?
You can go for them, but be wise.
Because for me, my take on motivation is this: that yes, seek motivation. Do seek motivation. But when you seek the motivation, as you're seeking the motivation, is that you have to. Because I'm going to share with you what Jerry, what Jerry has said, what Jerry shared with us earlier, that you get motivated, then you are in the vibe, you are in the fire, you are in the flames of doing something new for your life. But then as you are there in that flame, you're making the plan, and then all of a sudden, that's where you end. You don't do anything else. Like, you don't actually come up with a better way you're going to live your life. So with me, motivation is more like, after you've been motivated, what next? Are you going to keep up with motivation? Because after motivation is like what gets you started. But when what keeps you going is actually discipline, you're actually going to pull this off. So for me, I don't see motivation as a negative thing, but I'm saying, what do you do after you have been motivated?
What I can say that when I'm motivated. For example, there's a guy that I followed. That was in COVID. That guy is called Sanik Ombede. That guy somehow motivated me to do the things because I wasn't good at presenting. I wasn't good at pitching. But when I looked at the guy, I was like, I can also do it, you know? And that guy is a computer scientist. So he also inspired me. Okay, I wanted to do stuff of IT, but I didn't know the name of the course, you get? Okay, my uncle did the same course, you get? But that guy inspired me because I was listening to his show. And he said, I do what? I did computer science, you get? So I was motivated by him in a good way, you get? So there are some motivations that are good. There are some motivations that are bad. But all that we should put ahead is discipline, you get? Some motivation will lead you into temptation. Are you aware of that? You end up doing something that you never wanted. Just because your friend has motivated you, it's not bad. It is good. It's not wrong. You get? Someone can tell that, you know, like those days of morning preps, someone can tell, you know what, even if we don't go, they'll just come, they say, hey, you mawataga summer prep. Then they just embarrass you on the assembly, and it's done. It ends there, you get? But you have that mindset that even if I don't go for morning preps, I'll still pass exams, you get? But the day you sit for the papers and you fail to get a point that you try to read, you know, there's always that topic that you've been knowing, but that day of exams, you fail to get the topic. You fail to write the content. So when you get to know that discipline is very good. That
you have to actually do the practice. You have to do the reading. You have to do the working. You have to do the waking up for preps. You have to actually be determined and be consistent in this. So, but before we go any further, I want us to have just one more break, and then we shall get back and dive deeper.
Simanyi nyambonda byotasuubira singa nali nina akasente maama kawera nandikutudde mu dditiizi oba kwa kashiya ekindeeta enyiike gwe tonnasalawo ekinkabya amaziga tonnasalawo ngamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala ngamba nti ndiwo tolinayo mulala n'oluusi nkusuwa nayo kwatula ne kunnema ngamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala kimanye nti nkwagala sirinayo mulala kimanye nti ndiwo sirinayo mulala n'oluusi nkusuwa nayo kwatula ne kunnema kimanye nti nkwagala sirinayo mulala. Mikwano jange jangamba nkuleke nfune ennanja n'endowooza gye nvudde n'obuwala bwe n'essamba kululwonga nnwana kululwonga ntama n'abandi ne baŋŋamba nagwa ddalu butezuula nsasira oŋŋambe nti onjagala maama ŋŋamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala ŋŋamba nti ndiwo tolinayo mulala n'oluusi nkusuwa nayo kwatula ne kunnema ŋŋamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala kimanye nti nkwagala sirinayo mulala kimanye nti ndiwo sirinayo mulala n'oluusi nkusuwa nayo kwatula ne kunnema kimanye nti nkwagala sirinayo mulala ŋŋamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala kunema ngamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala.
So we are back, guys, and I'm glad to tell you that we have a guest. And I think she should introduce herself and
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Akankunda Sheila. I'm a proud Melancholy.
wow, yeah, that's a good start.
Yeah, all the way from Western. Yeah, so about what you've just said, we are just talking about discipline and
Motivation, yes.
Discipline is something you train yourself to do in order to achieve a certain goal in life or in order to do something. It might not be for just purposes of achieving, but it might be something you want to live with. So discipline starts with personal administration. It goes to finances. It goes to the way you handle things and so forth. And motivation, on the other side, is something that drives you to do something.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a driving force.
So that's like motivation and discipline. That's how she has put it. Like, to me, discipline also, like, it's discipline. Discipline is like this. You are doing something you don't like, but you're doing it anyway as something you like because you have some motivation in the background that you are trying to drive to. And I was actually not agreeing with the entire concept of motivation entirely being bad. I actually believe I love motivation. I get it a lot, but I reached a point and I hated it. Why? Because I was listening to much of it and nothing was really coming out. Why? Because I was actually failing to be disciplined. And so I just want to ask, what could be the role of motivation? I'm going to begin with you, Joshua, even though you really hit it so hard.
I really hate motivations, but what I can say that some motivations are good and some are bad. As she has said, that discipline and motivation, they
So
work
before we go
together.
any further, which kind of motivations are bad?
The ones that are telling you to go on with wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a mistake and you are motivated again to continue with it.
Love yourself, eh? A kind of loving
such
yourself.
things. I really hate that, you know.
You are who
Now,
you are.
I wanted to bring it in this way that, like the campus life, as we at campus, you will not get success until when you're disciplined, until when sometimes there's something I learned in being in media that you have to be disciplined to reach a certain level. You get. Now, if you put it at campus, you fail your exams if you're not disciplined, because first of all, the coursework, everything that is arranged there, it carries discipline. There's a guy, one of my lecturers talked about that. He refused to give him the coursework because the guy was non-disciplined, wanted even to fight him. So you get it. And the guy was motivated by his friends. They're saying,
Kakumanyira.
kakube, you know. Now, the audience is giving you the energy to do something which is wrong. They are motivating you that go on, go
That's
on.
a peer pressure influence.
What are you going on with? What are you doing? You get.
Yeah.
Now, if I bring it in the world of developers, because I'm a computer scientist,
Yes.
if I bring it in that aspect, you will not be successful with your projects until when you're disciplined. In fact, you will die poor.
Okay.
And you will say that people doing computer science, they don't have jobs because you are not disciplined. And you are carrying that motivation. People are doing computer science, don't have jobs. What should I do? Let me go back home, do blogs. You know. But if you have discipline, jobs will look for you.
Okay.
I love the statement of Bill Gates that we no longer don't want your papers. We want experience. You get it.
Okay.
So the more you're experienced and disciplined, the more you get. It's the more you're pushed on. Now, if it comes to the world of media, no one will have given you to be a radio presenter if you aren't disciplined.
You didn't keep up the time. You didn't come early. This
Such
is the discipline
things.
we're talking about,
Such
right?
things.
Yeah.
So, if my bro Louis, you aren't disciplined, you aren't going to invite me here.
Mm.
If I wasn't also disciplined,
You wouldn't come. You wouldn't say, I don't have much to say.
not even that, you're just going to say, that guy is not disciplined. He will come here and start talking stupid things. There's one of the biggest guys, I think I've ever told you that was giving a speech, and I walked away from the room.
Oh, yeah, you did.
do you
Names
know
real
why?
held.
Do you know why?
Yeah. Like, because he was talking about something he wasn't really sure of. He
Uh-huh.
didn't know. He didn't give it time.
If-
Nonetheless, he was not
His speech was very stupid and arrogant.
harsh language, but okay.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
You know, me, I don't beat around the bush because that's how I was groomed up.
Mm-hmm.
I love telling you the point
Mm-hmm.
than keeping it, and it is hurting me. You know,
Okay.
there's that motivation that silence is power. That's very stupid.
Yeah.
Silence is power if you understand it. You get it?
Mm.
I can't die with my pain because silence is power. I'd rather tell it to you than me doing what? Keeping the
But before we
calmness.
go any further, I want to first shift the mic to Jerry and ask. But I know entirely motivation in our. No, to be honest, it's not bad. But there are bad motivation, just as Joshua has put it. And I don't want to discount motivation entirely. So it can be a powerful tool. Jerry, how can we use motivation for the good? How can we maybe boost it? I don't know. How can it be used for the good of it, for the good of life?
I personally think you need to clearly look at the source of the motivation, because I believe in mentorship.
Yeah.
Once you have the right mentorship, and then the mentors, it is very easy for you to, because all this discipline, motivation, we are all looking at the end goal of it is achievement, goals, and that is destiny. So in the end, what we are looking at here is destiny. Like, after all these, the discipline, the motivation, you have the discipline together with the motivation, you're achieving your goals, and then the end goal, where are you? Your destiny. So I believe in mentorship. If you're able to get a mentor, actually everyone is able. You're surrounded by successful people. Yeah. I believe success comes at a cost. Like, you don't just leave alone these other people that are here in our country. Our country is very interesting.
It's a joke in some
This
way.
the 60 billion. I mean, like, really 60 billion. Uganda bank haste. Anyway, not that kind of success. But there are people that are genuinely successful in your surrounding. So you can ask for mentorship. They have a lot to speak into your life. So as you grow up, I believe you shouldn't neglect the aspect of mentorship and discipline. Because those mentors are actually going to motivate you. You look at what you want and how do I get to what I want? You get it? How do you plan for all these? Do you just wake up in the morning? Because once you're not guided, I tell you, you're going to be motivated to do a lot of things, but without direction, because you can wake up in the morning. We all have access to internet, access to YouTube. Yeah. You're going to wake up in the morning. You're going to watch someone talking about trading. Then you're motivated to go for trading. My God.
Tomorrow, Bitcoin.
Forex trading, my guy.
I have a guy who lost his tuition in that. Remember the scandal of BLQ?
Uh-huh.
I was doing it, and I had my, was it 750K there? So I went and did a withdrawal of 250. I was at school. Now, this guy, after seeing me doing that, he asked me, how do I join the group? I also said, I don't want to be a bad friend. I sent him to the Telegram. Now he went to the master bots. The guy was motivated, and he invested the tuition. After 3 days, boop, you couldn't do withdraw. You see, the app was saying service is not available at this moment. I was like, I've made a loss of some good money, but at least I ate my Samka money. I ate my capital and my Samka profits. Now, what they took, now for him, it was a loss.
It was a
Actually,
total loss.
The
like,
guy never went back to school because of that.
so imagine such a thing. So like I would really agree with Joshua about the aspect of motivation. There's negative and positive motivation. Have you met guys of Alliance Global? Well dressed in their suits,
You know?
and then with borrowed cars. A nigga will motivate you to get any single penny that you have within you to go and invest into stupid things, and you will end up losing money.
Right now, Super Life is trending. And if you say the man, the guy tells you, invest your 550. And you feel like, I should invest.
Network
the guy is
marketing.
very smart. He's driving a Subaru. And you feel like, I should also invest.
So
Unfortunately, the car is driving is for the boss. The suit is just from Chikubo.
So you can imagine, So discipline and motivation without direction, my God, you will end up finding yourself in different spheres of life that are actually not towards your direct. Because you can literally, because some of us, back then in school, you're done with let me say you're done with your senior 4. Is it senior 4? Yes. And then you're supposed to choose the subjects that you're your majors. And then you have your surrounding people, even guys at home. I have a friend of mine, he was told, you know what? When he was done with his senior 4, he was told, you know what? Man, go for BCM. And there was motivation for that. Like, go for BCM.
About that, I also messed up. I did physics, art, and math because my family is a PEM family. PCM, PEM, PCM. Now, stupid even now I went for PAM. My God. I'm telling you, physics was fire. Just know, I reached the moment and I was like, I wish I didn't do physics. Okay, I could pass it. By the time you feel like points are putting you down, you know?
Yeah.
You're having good results in math, good results in art, then physics. Having 2 points, you know what it feels? Having an E. So it sounds like motivations. Sometimes they are not good. Sometimes they are good. Yeah. But me, I disagree with them. I don't like
But before we go about the disagreeing with motivation, I mean, this is going to become a debate right now, but no, it's not a debate. Anyway, like everything, I sum it up like, yes, motivation. Like we have all said, the sense of direction, right? Yeah. Discipline, we have motivation. Discipline without a sense of direction. And yes, like discipline without a sense of direction is discipline without a sense of direction. And direction in most cases is given by motivation sometimes, right? But then we get wrong things to motivate us. We are motivated because we want to get quick money. One of the biggest problems we have with motivations, some of the biggest motivation we have, negative motivations. Get quick money. For those who are disciplined, by the way, not for everyone. Now there is motivation and discipline, but wrong motivation. Then there are those who are motivated, but they don't have discipline. And then there are those who are in discipline and also their motivation is wrong. Right now, I want us to first dig deep into the motivation without discipline thing. There is motivation with discipline but fails. And we've all known that's... Shia, do you have a story to share with us about that discipline but with a wrong motivation? Yeah, like the motivation is like money, like quick gain, you know. There's some simple thing that has come up, and now like this, we have had these challenges of WhatsApp, sharing links, how to get 900k, getting a free laptop from the government, getting 500k. Like, do you have a story you can share, maybe an experience?
Yeah, there will always be better. in life, there will always be better.
Definitely.
And it's normal and it is human to be attracted to better. But a disciplined person will always choose.
We always choose.
Yeah, because that person has set rules that govern his or her life. She knows what she wants or what he wants, and he knows what to do when to do it. But a person that is driven by just motivation but lacks discipline, that person will be carried away by anything, as long as it's better than what that person has. Look at, let me narrow it down to love. A person that is just blinded by, let's say, physical appearance and what that person is just driven by physical appearance. The moment he sees or she sees someone that looks better than what he or she has, that person will go for the other person. So you see how that person will lose it in the end.
Yeah.
You're just carried away by better. You don't have rules, but the person that has rules, that is disciplined, will settle for what that person has, because he knows what he wants and he knows what to follow.
What to follow. That will actually cause for satisfaction in life. So Jerry, there's something you talked about to do with mentorship, and then you happen to be one of my mentors. Do you know? You happen to be one of my mentors, and I have mentors, and I'm lucky. Like, I really thank God that there's a way He surrounds me with the best people, because I can't say I've fallen in hands of bad influence. I've always found myself in good hands, and my friends are like, I've always been. For example, I have a friend, his name is Singwe Kevin out there. Bro, I salute you. And I'm a shareholder in his company, Vimbo. It's now, we started in Form 3. It's still standing till today. The last time I checked, having a standing capital, I mean, it's just amazing, because I was just, I was easily motivated to it, and I really trusted that guy. And right now the company is standing and it's growing. And this guy is always on the move to find what's better. And he has a way he aligns things, and he decides, you know what, now I'm going to do this. He's a developer. He was doing physics, but for some reason he chose to do statistics. And when I asked him, bro, why are you at MOOBS? And he's like, he told me that what he was considering, and I was like, this is the Kevin, this bro is out for business. And then there is my brother, Tusingwe Martin. I call him Palnet. He's also a developer, and this guy has discipline. He has built himself up, and he's just, he has really built himself up in he has built his skill base. And now there is Jerry. Right, salute you in a way. But before when I go any further, I want you to give our listeners something tangible. We've now been talking, this should be done, this shouldn't be done, this should be done, this shouldn't be done. Now, as a mentor of someone, I want you to give us some of those, the outline of what discipline looks like, what should motivate someone, and wow, as a person who is growing. You want me to begin with Joshua? Okay, I'm going to begin with Joshua. Because you told me you also mentor at church. Very many young people have joined the media because of you.
Yeah.
So I want you to give us a simple structure of you as a mentor. What do you say to those people out there who are looking up to you? What should they take away from you? Discipline and motivation. Motivation is good. But what motivation are you giving them? What do you encourage them to do? And give them something tangible. This, that. With that, you're good to go.
One, I'll begin by the word that I always tell them. The first one I motivate them with the word saying, hard times are meant for us. If they aren't there, then we weren't going to be able to find out the best that we could do. Now, the second one that I tell them, don't be like me. Bring the real you. I hate people who pretend. I hate people that lack discipline. And I chase many of them because they lack discipline. You get? Now, when you're in media, one of the things that I consider is discipline.
What kind of discipline?
I always test people by giving you the camera. I give you the camera, you go with it. I tell you, you want to be in media, you want to handle the camera, it's there, you go and learn. You see? First day I tell you it's there, you go and learn. I'm testing your mind. Where are you going to put the camera after your practice? You know? The office is locked. The media room is locked. Where are you going to put the camera? Stupid, you will take the camera home or you leave it at the table. You know? Yet there is a key holder at church that you can go and do what? Ask for the keys. Now, if you don't ask for the keys or you don't call me, you're failed. I'll chase you for the camera. I'll tell you, you know what? It's better if you sit at the laptop, go and project. You fail the first task. Now, if you go to the laptop, and I find out that this guy, the things he's doing, they're not coming out well. I'll tell you, you know what, bro? First sit, learn. When you learn, you're able to manage the someone.
So in the end, someone has to actually be willing to learn, has to be willing to bend low and listen.
Pain.
Go
There's
through
one
the
thing
pain.
that my dad told me, and that was that if you want to be successful in life, lower yourself down.
Okay, that's a good one. It's a good one.
Never show your levels of ignorance to the person ahead of you. That sounds very stupid.
You don't know yours. You just the
Actually,
moment you
not
understand
not even
someone.
the person ahead of you, anyone, because you don't know what future is bringing. You know, the first time I met you at campus, I wasn't really talking to you until the day of we had the hackathon. That's when we started talking. When you followed me, I was like, you guys, you're also here. I said, yeah, I'll be here to compete with the world.
Yeah.
We want to show them that Ugandans,
We also have some
we have
minds.
projects. We can present and we can challenge you. You see?
Yeah.
So if I was that guy who was not disciplined, like if I was arrogant and you asked me, because the time you
Mind
came
your
in,
business.
I was going to present. It was my turn to pitch.
Yeah, I remember you guys were standing up.
And I had 2 seconds. You get to start my presentation, and you came in and asked me, "Hey, you guys are also here." So there is what they call obedience
And humility.
Like someone has come in. Okay, let me be disciplined. You know, because if I was to, actually, it is due to that day. It is the reason why I'm here. Because of that day, it's the reason why I became friends. You
True.
get to
So
know.
it's discipline. No, discipline for you, it sums up to obedience, humility, and a willingness to learn.
Because if you're not willing to learn and you don't have discipline, then how will
There is
you-
no place for you
you can't be in a class where you and your teacher,
as equal.
not even equal, you are enemies. You don't respect your teacher. You lack discipline. Okay, the teacher can lack discipline, but if you want to learn something,
Be humble.
bear it.
Yeah.
You see, I see people learning instruments at church, yeah? And we have a guy called Grace. Man, the guy is harsh. The guy is very tough. You can start like I also wanted to learn
But it
the
was too
keys.
harsh.
Yeah, and it's very good. When he mentors you for 2 months, you start achieving, you start seeing that.
And different. So you have to be humble.
But
you have to be disciplined. You have to be
I
obedient.
went for his first lectures. That was sound engineering. I did something just by increasing the volume of the speakers. The guy said, lessons are done. You lack discipline. You come back tomorrow. I was like, what? The machine, the sound was low. I wanted to increase it. He said,
You have to ask him first.
I said, you first ask me. This is my office. This is my department. You have to
I
first seek
feel
for
you.
permission. Then you touch my instrument. I was like, I've understood. He said, no, go back home. You'll come back tomorrow when you're fresh.
So for Joshua, discipline, like what he wants as a mentor, he wants you to be obedient,
Yeah.
to be humble, and to be willing to learn.
Remember the days of presentation?
I remember them.
There's when that lady was chasing people away. Like you go to presentations like, you're late. Now, me and my group we went to present. The lady was, you're late. I was like, we are sorry, madam.
And then she accepted
She
you
asked
back.
me my name. She said, what's your name? I said, I'm Joshua. I said, Joshua. Another name. I said, I'm Odong. He said, okay. So you guys, you had come to do. I said, we had come to present. Said, okay, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. We presented for 10 minutes. And she was like, I'm tired. You guys go. You come back after lunch.
Mm.
We went there and she was like, which group? I said, group 12. She said, group 12, you represented long time. Why are you here today?
So the trick was to be obedient.
Yeah. And
humble,
actually, she gave us
and
the results. The
the-
marks. I was like, oh, this plane can push you to some.
That's something great to hear. So, Sheila, I want to come back to you. And just to ask, you also have some, maybe you have a young sister looking up to you, or maybe you are a mentor. You're a mentor. Someone silently there is looking up to you. Like, what would you say to them? Just give them something tangible. Hey, this and this and this. Then life will, you'll reach somewhere.
I have one, just a simple statement.
Mm.
A person that lacks discipline
Mm.
will never go anywhere.
A person that lacks discipline will never go. That's a good motivation.
You won't.
You
No
won't go
matter,
anywhere.
they can give you anything. You can get the best papers in school.
Yeah.
You can get the best grades. You can get the best opportunities, but you will lose it all without discipline. Because you need discipline to keep it.
To keep it. So, guys, discipline, I actually can testify with my own life. But before I do, and I think I'll be summarizing with Jerry. For you, please tell us.
Yeah, I'll be just talking about a few things that you should really look out to in life, and that move along with discipline. You need to be trustworthy, and you need to have respect.
Love that.
You need to have respect in whatever you do. If you lack respect, it won't go well with you. So those are some of the things that we people neglect a few times, and it doesn't really turn out to be good. So you need to have trust and respect. You need to respect those that even might look younger, actually might even be younger than you. Because it's, you know, when you have siblings, like your siblings along, like at home and what, if you don't actually build that mutual respect for one another, you find yourself clutching, like every other time you find yourself in misunderstandings. But if you, and the funny thing is, actually, you build this. You can't wake up one morning and then you want your sibling to act a certain way towards you without the building. It all starts from the foundation. Oftentimes, people want to get up there without actually going through. They don't want to trust the process.
Trust the process.
They don't want to trust the process. And then you need to be a good listener. Like, you need to listen. In whatever you do, listen to instructions, listen, like, all these work hand in hand as you are, as one who is disciplined. These are things that we need, these are characters that we need to see in you. And as you align your life, moving towards your destiny. And goal setting. You can be motivated, but if you don't have a goal that is set out, clearly visible to you, that is written down, you might find yourself being motivated to do, but along the way you find yourself, okay, you're motivated to do this. Let me say now, like guys that do businesses, you find yourself with your business, like it is still growing, and then all of a sudden some nigga comes like by and is like, you know what, you can actually do this as well and do what. So
For radio.
like, if you're not ready to do certain things, that it comes to a goal. Like, if you set your goals out right, you know that, okay, by this time there's this and this. So those are things that you actually need to look out to. Me personally, there's something we call PDP. Like, you develop a personal development plan. Like, you develop, like, you set, like this year, sometime back I was talking to Louis and I'm like, you know what? In 2024, I was like, Louis, I know what is going to happen in, like, what I am supposed to be doing this month, the other month, and he was like, what, how do you do this? Like, I have goals set. I know that this time I'll have done this, I'll have to do this, and I have a project running from this time to, and I'm setting my mind for all this. So goal setting, by the grace of God, I happen to do a lot of things, and I thank God for all
I'm
that.
going to mention them.
What are you going to mention? But anyway, at my age, maybe I'm not so old, but hey. I do all these, and like, if you look at how most of the questions that I get from people, like, Jerry, how did you do this? Like, when did you actually? Sometime back, not so long ago, this very week, I was heading back home. There's a guy I met, like, down. He was going down, and then, like, in a car total there. I was grabbing a border. So this guy, I don't know. Maybe I don't. I look friendly probably. So this guy was from Mobs. He had evening lectures and what. So he came. And like, you know what, yo, bro. I'm not going to feel ashamed to tell you the truth is I need to get to town. If your judge can drop me anywhere close to town, I'll be very grateful. So along the way, we were discussing, and this guy told me, like, he had the money, and then he had not planned to do like what he did that day. He was like, I go to campus, man. I got there like at around 3. Then I met this girl. Okay, they're in the same class. The guy was like, yo, what? So the nigga was hyped, and he was like, you know what? Can we go out? So the nigga went out, and he spent the money that he had to the extent that he didn't actually have. Like, you know, they went to go ate manya what, and then came back, and then he was stranded. So he told me, so what do you do? And I was like, you guy, I'm a student like you, but I actually told him one thing, like, I am from work, manya what, and then he's like, you're a student, and then you work. So in my head, I'm like, bro, do you even know what I do? that is nothing. Like, that is a small portion of what I do. And I'm like, okay, you know what, bro, next time. So we talked about like some small jazz. Then he took my number and he called me, and then we had a jazz, and he was like, man, you know what? I need to align certain things in my life. Like, I did not plan to do that, but I actually ended up doing that. And like, so goal setting. So all in all, as you out there, this show is called My Life, My Purpose. So know that it is your life, and finding purpose in you, like purpose. That is why we are talking all about like the discipline, the motivation, because we are trying to bring out the purpose in you for you. So, like, we are trying to ignite your brains to think about what is your purpose. Like, what is your purpose? Most of the people think that I am meant to, like, you're meant to go and whatever you're doing, I'm meant to study, and I'm like, one of the I think back then, as Louis is my good friend. One of the discussions we actually had, I was like, so Louis, yeah, you're doing computer science. Yo, so that is it. Like, what else do you do? I was like, man, and then I was very harsh on him. I was like, bro, we are not continuing with this. Like, you need to up your game. And then I was like, so, Manya, you play the keyboard? Huh? You play the guitar? You play the bass? You play violin? Huh? You do media? You take photos? You do graphics? You do broadcast?
Software engineering.
Like, you're developing softwares? You're doing website? And the list was long. But then the question was like, how do you do this? So, goal setting. Set your goals, know what you want, then definitely you'll know your purpose. So you need guidance in whatever you do that you know. You need support. You need a support team. Like, you can't do this all by yourself. Like, you need a support team. A support team where you're going to be like, okay, now there's this. How are we doing this? You need to network. And one aspect that I do believe in is adaptability. You need to be very quick. Like, you need to adapt to this. Like, be very flexible in whatever you're doing. Be very flexible to the changes. Who knew that we were going to have a period of COVID? And a person will tell you, one of the conversations I usually have with people, like when I first meet you, sir, we talk about that COVID period. And then a person will tell you, I used to wake up, eat, watch TV, sleep. Do you know what I was doing in COVID? Oh my God. COVID, I was learning. I was learning this, I was learning that. And then you find that the skills that you were learning, but this is one thing that you're going to learn and it's going to keep with you. No matter, like, if you
invest in education.
You know what? Yeah. So that, and I will end with evaluation and reflection. Like, after setting your goals, after choosing to be, it is a choice. Life is all about choices. After choosing to be disciplined, and setting your goals, evaluate and know the progress. Because once you don't evaluate, you're just living life. Like, you need to sit down. So you need to sit down and evaluate your life and how far or how close you are to the goals that you've like. Yeah. So thank you. That is from me.
Guys, I don't know what else I can add. It has all been said by our mentors in here. For me, I've been a mentee. These are all my teachers. So guys like me, may I have taken one thing out? Be humble. Have a willingness to learn. PDP. Be disciplined. And life will actually be a blissful journey for all of us. I won't go any further, but if you've enjoyed this episode, please do not forget to subscribe. That will help in the algorithm and all that, so that many people get to hear this. And do not forget to share with your friends, and let's keep the conversation. You guys, discipline without motivation is, I don't know, it's like a road without where you are going. Like, you don't know where you're going. And then motivation without discipline is like just dreaming of something and forgetting it in the night. Remember, life is your purpose. Strive to be relevant. I stay Lindsay Lewis. Be blessed. See you next time.
Eddie tata rivo mina mama tu eyo simaira yo simanyi nyambo ndaga watufu osula tenkuleetera ebirabo by'otasuubira singa nali nina kasente maama kawera nandikututte mu dditizi oba kwa kashiya ekindeeta enyiike gwe tonnasalawo ekinkabya amaziga tonnasalawo ngamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala ngamba nti ndiwo tolinayo mulala n'oluusi nkusuwa nayo kwatula ne kunnema ngamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala kimanye nti nkwagala sirinayo mulala kimanye nti ndiwo sirinayo mulala n'oluusi nkusuwa nayo kwatula ne kunnema kimanye nti nkwagala sirinayo mulala mikwano
jange jangamba nkuleke nfune ennanja n'endowooza gye nvudde n'obuwala bwe n'essamba kululwo nga nnwana kululwo nga ntaama n'abandi ne baŋŋamba nagwaddalu butezuula nsasira nsasira oŋŋambe nti onjagala onjagala mama ŋŋamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala ŋŋamba nti ndiwo tolinayo mulala n'oluusi nkusuwa nayo okwatula ne kunnema ŋŋamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala
kimanye nti nkwagala sirinayo mulala kimanye nti ndiwo sirinayo mulala n'oluusi nkusuwa nayo okwatula ne kunnema kimanye nti nkwagala sirinayo mulala
ŋŋamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala ŋŋamba nti ndiwo tolinayo mulala
n'oluusi nkusuwa nayo okwatula ne kunnema kimanye nti nkwagala sirinayo mulala ŋŋamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala ŋŋamba nti ndiwo tolinayo mulala n'oluusi nkusuwa nayo okwatula ne kunnema ŋŋamba nti onjagala tolinayo mulala